You just know at the end of your life, what are you gonna look back on and regret? And it's the not doing. It's not necessarily all the things that you did or should have done or anything. It's the fact that you ignored that voice. I was never content unless I was sewing. I would be so obsessed with sewing that I wouldn't sleep. I would just go to school and then I would sew all night. I would make a quilt after school and I'd go to school again. And then I'd come home and take a nap and then I'd sew all night. And then I've been living like that ever since. Every time you make something, you learn something. So you want to keep making more stuff, and it's just like this door that just keeps opening bigger every single day. Okay. With canvas, you have to use a hot knife, otherwise it will fray. I actually didn't even know I was a fashion designer until somebody told me that I was a fashion designer. I was at work one night serving tables, and one of my coworkers was like, "Hey, I saw your Instagram story last night. I didn't know you were a fashion designer." I was like, I got invited to Paris Fashion Week. I had like $15 in my bank account. It was like the financial part of it was impossible. It was impossible for me. And I saw that, I thought that it was impossible. It was more about proving to myself that I could do that big of a goal. And then the next thing I know, I have an employee, and then I have interns from the school that help me design it. You don't realize that you're building all these collections, but you're also like growing as a person. This is the first time I ever worked with vinyl. It's a snakeskin jacket. I would never be able to not do this. I come home, I turn on my iron, and I start sewing. And that's just what I do. And so it just became my identity and what I do instead of this big thing I'm constantly having to motivate myself through, you know? And then the curiosity of not knowing how to do something is like my motivation for doing something. What keeps me so engaged with this craft is like no matter how long I've done it, there's just so many layers to go. And you know, I don't look at a cover of a magazine the same way as I used to. You know, I look at years of photography and years of modeling and years of fashion design all coming together. As a seamstress in America, like a lot of fast fashion and things that come fast, it has really made it hard for me to want to work with, you know, a lot of different people because they don't understand what actually the cost of what this is and what it takes. So the last 4 years of trying to build my business was really difficult. I knew that like I would have to become successful. I had to. I had 20% of my energy here, 20% over there, 20% over here. I was like, what will happen if I just put 100% of my energy into this? And I went into business like right away. I made some business cards and started walking around all the docks and started just going door to door on boats and just doing it by hand. The boat thing is just like there's endless amount of boats, and I love interior so much, and I know how important it is, and like upholstery and things like that have a lot to do with the feel of the boat, and it just feels so much better. It's like you're changing someone's overall experience on their vessel. This is the original cushion. As you can see, it's all over the place. Like the piping is up here, but it's book fabric, and it's pretty stretched out. Okay, Talon, I put a chalk mark where I'm gonna have you put the hole.
She's out here just making her own business work. She's hustling, and I fully support it. I wanted it to feel like home and feel proud to have friends over and guests over, and now I'm just so excited to show this off.
These corner cushions are just, you know, a little tricky, but I think it worked out pretty good. So with this kind of stuff, it takes a lot of situational thinking. Like you have to know like how it goes on the boat, how it looks on the boat, and then so when you get here and you put it in and it looks like your imagination looked like, it's just the best feeling ever. We're killing it.
Yep, you did so good. It feels amazing. It feels so comfortable and firm, and it just feels great.
See the cushions now? Yeah.
There's just so many times that like I shouldn't be where I am. There's people that have had it worse and that have done it better. So that's something that kind of keeps me like humble and really just focused on just getting better at the craft because that's my main focus. Another one bites the dust. Oh my God, that was so dorky. My goodness. Good job today, Talent. Thanks for pulling through.
Help us uncover the true gems of Washington. Have a story idea? Make sure to share it with us. TrueNorthwest@fox.com.